Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold and welcome to Season 2 of Wizard101 on a budget. I'm back on this ice character that I just finished up Arc 1 with back in March, or I guess technically last week, technically speaking, in terms of when I've uploaded it, but you know how it goes. So for the second season, it's going to be Arc 2, as I'm sure y'all could have guessed. So let's just dive right into things. I'm going to record this first episode just like I did for Season 1, just to do it, you know, and then for the second episode, I'm going to dedicate that entirely to the Frost Giant quest. So yeah, I'm going to push for level 48 in this video. I am pretty close to 46, so it'll probably be a bit of a longer episode, but let's go ahead and just talk to Ambrose.
Exciting news! Oh, exciting news indeed! Professor Maelstrom's efforts to enter the door to Celestia have met with success. Maelstrom has repaired Celestia's spiral key. Now we can go to that strange, star-lost world and learn of its fate. Here you go. For obvious reasons, you have more than earned this.
Headmaster Ambrose hands you a spiral key carved with astronomic symbols.
Oh, yes. There's a distress call from the Spiral Geographic Society trapped on Celestia. Do see if you can help them out.
Okay, I don't really care about any other sides, but let's go to base camp in Celestia base camp. Let's head on there with the handy-dandy daily spiral, although, of course, we just have to walk all the way back because Wiz. Yep. That was all that there was. Alright. Officially starting Arc 2.
Oh, hello there. Did you get our distress call? Our leader is Sir Thurston Plunkett, but he's disappeared. He went missing even before the crustaceans attacked. We found this place the long way by sailing our airship across the spiral in an attempt to reach ancient Los Celestia. Our airship is on the surface, and we've been building air-filled domes so we can explore the sunken ruins. Plunkett believes that if we restore the Grand Astrolabe, we can learn the Celestian schools of magic, stars, moon, and sun. The missing artifacts that power it are stored in the 3 astral galleries: the stellarium, lunarium, and solarium. We had almost deciphered the inscriptions on the major portal when the crustaceans attacked. The ways into each of those places, though, are through the gateway portals, and the portal stones were broken apart and taken. If you're here to help us, you should really go speak to Dalton Prescott in the promenade. He'll know what needs doing. The promenade is connected via one of the access tunnels leading to the survey camp. Dalton should be easy to spot. Prescott is the acting lead of the expedition until we get Sir Plunkett back. Be careful. There are strange things afoot in this place.
I'm sure there are. Well, it's quite the start to Celestia. I feel like a couple of those lines in there were actually like newer and added on, but you know, a little detail.
I don't remember you among the crew roster. How did you get here? So much has gone wrong since we arrived. We no sooner made base camp when we met with technical difficulties, likely sabotage. Following that were thefts of equipment and stores. Then we lost members of our expedition, including our leader, to strange disappearances. The most recent calamity was an assault by some of the indigenous species that have inhabited these ruins. It would be a great help if you could find the survivors of the attack. I've taken a role, and Edgar Ableton, Mackenzie Trowell, and Peter Cheswick are still missing. Let them know the attack is over and they can come back.
Well, let's go find them. Although, okay, maybe I should go get the Zeke quest before I get too far into things. You know what? I'll do that on stream. I'll do that on stream for a later episode. Or previous episode, technically speaking.
Yikes! Please, don't hurt me. Oh, you don't look like one of those who attacked our camp. It's safe to go back, right? Very well.
Is it safe to go back to the promenade yet? I've been hiding here for a while now and am a bit cold
Oh
and
my
hungry.
goodness. Rescue at last. Thank you.
Wonderful work. We're explorers, not adventurers, and the attack caught us off guard. It stands to reason you came here answering the distress call from Sir Thurston Plunkett, yes? I'm afraid that Plunkett disappeared a while ago, just after we began to explore the ruined domes of Celestia. He left his notes with us, but they seem to have gone missing in the recent attack. Can you take a look-see and gather the missing journal pages? Much obliged. You hold on to those pages in the event you find Plunkett. I've some bad news. Well, more of a spot of bother, really, but it needs to be addressed. The crustaceans broke the dome, and I'm struggling to find a means of repairing it. We kept a supply of sealant on hand, but they seem to have taken it. Can you go and see if you can recover the bottles of sealant from the crustacean pincers who took them from us? 4 bottles will do it, I should think. Not to put too much pressure on you, but we're losing pressure. Oh, smashing! You've got the sealant! Now go to the cracks in the dome and apply it just so.
Now we got more. Interesting.
Spot on! I knew you could do it! I've taken a roll call and it came up short. Some of my fellow researchers are still among the missing. We've searched the entirety of the promenade and found no trace of them. As we say in the explorer business, it's hat and whip time. Could you search the pinnacles for clues to their whereabouts?
Well, that's my first frost giant spell. I don't know if I will get enough to upgrade it just from questing, but I hope so. I hope I can at least get to tier 2. Because Frost Giant, that is going to be the spell that I use for the rest of the game, so having any sort of upgrade would be nice. And who knows, maybe during free membership, or whenever I have membership, I might do some like streams where I hit those a bunch, the ritual chests, just like I've been doing, so.
You find a small piece of shell that looks like it came from a crab.
Okay, so they they put all 3 of these next to each other. It was you used to have to run around, but I'm not complaining.
You find a golden pocket watch.
Yeah, see?
It looks strangely familiar. Have you seen this before? You find a tiny piece of rubble with a stone carving on it, part of a larger stone building.
I'm no Sherlock Bones, but by the look of things, this is some incontrovertible evidence. 1, 2, 3. 1. That piece of shell belongs to a crustacean. 2. That watch belongs to Barclay O'Brien, one of our expedition. He was so proud of that watch. He mail-ordered it from a dealer on Firecat Alley in Wizard City. Barclay wouldn't part with it for anything. And 3. That piece of stone looks like it has the same pattern as the 2 big stone towers at the center of the pinnacles. It looks like the crustaceans took members of our expedition and locked them into one of the pinnacle towers. I'll bet that one of the crustaceans in the area has to have a key. Go and defeat one of them and take it. Then make your way into the tower.
Okay, after doing 3 battles for one thing to collect, I finally got it.
You're right on time. Or perhaps early. Or late. If I only had my nice gold watch. What's that? My watch! Oh, thank you mightily. Rutherford's upstairs. You go get him and I'll scoot. See you back at the promenade? Look me up when you get back to the promenade, won't you?
Quite a few quest skills on these quests here in Celestia. Sort of making it take longer to level up. I hope it doesn't take too long to get to level 48, but we'll see.
Who's this? An intruder! Let me get to my claws around you.
Well, damn. Don't gotta do it like that. I see a lot of annoying stuff. I see a balanced boss and an ice minion, so yeah. Hold on. Okay, well, I'll just do this. I'll just put a Stormfire. Wait, maybe he uses Hydra. Do I have? Okay, I can just do Dream Shields. This is probably going to be my best friend in this fight. Yeah. Commence the lo-fi music.
The crustacean drops a big piece of stone. It looks familiar, like it belongs to the portal back in the Celestia base camp.
As you can no doubt tell, that was very annoying, so I'm glad I had Snow Angel on deck.
I heard the sounds of a duel and
Oh, yeah,
wondered
you
if the
did. You
cavalry
watched
was
it.
on its way. Huzzah! I hate to leave my work unfinished, though, but I'd best get going now that the coast is clear.
Oh, I guess I don't have any more trolls. Tough.
Thanks once more for your help. Terrible fright, that. I thought I'd never be free. However, there is still valuable work to be done, and I'd be eternally grateful if you could help me with it. Could you find a particular stone tablet downstairs and make a rubbing of it? That should do nicely. Here's a piece of crayon and some paper. You'll know the tablet when you see it. Be thorough.
Bruh.
You follow West's instructions and make a rubbing of the inscriptions on the strange stone
Very nice
tablet.
work there. I should be able to translate this in a jiffy. I think I have it. If I had only thought to bring a copy of the Stone of Mazaroth, then I'd be sure of the translation. That said, I believe the tablet confers some sort of water-breathing ability upon those who touch it and read the instructions. The words are in ancient Celestian, but as a wizard, you should have no trouble remembering strange incantations in ancient
You
language.
speak the Celestian words, and as you do, you feel a strange change coming over you. The feeling soon passes, and you feel normal
There you
again.
go. You should be able to go anywhere down here, dome or no, without risk of drowning. Even though the Celestians devised a means of breathing underwater, they still weren't able to save their world. Pity that. We can't thank you enough for your assistance. You came at a time when things are at their worst. In the time since Plunkett sent the distress call, things for our expedition went from bad to much, much worse. As you might have sussed out, we're still reeling from the recent crustacean incursion. We did nothing to provoke them either. Is there any way you can go to the Grotto and speak with Rupert Fleming? He and his team suffered the brunt of the attack.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the Grotto might be my least favorite area in the entire game. Like, it is just thoroughly unenjoyable. I feel like I might even like the Crustacean Empire slightly more than it, which is a crazy thing to say, but it's true. But, oh well. Let's get it over with. XP in this world has really been slow to start out. I thought it would be a little quicker, but suppose not. Yeah, I think there's a lot of like defeat and collects in here, which is tough.
I don't remember you from the airship. How did you get down here? We were captured by the crustaceans, but the whole experience has turned into quite an education. None of us are much when it comes to fisticuffs, and those crustaceans were more than we can handle. They put us in these cages, so we chose to spend our time observing their culture firsthand. Still, that only goes so far. Can you go and thrash some crustacean claw cutters and see if you can find some clues about what they're up to?
And so it begins. These, in particular, gave me a hard time a moment ago, so...
Good work! You gathered a piece of coral, a piece of crab harness, and a carved bit of stone that looks like it came from a puzzle. Let's see if we can put these clues together, shall we? The story these clues tell is that the crustaceans are up to something in the coral caverns. It's a dangerous, sprawling place filled with wild sea life. I'm not about to enter those caverns. I wouldn't last a minute. It's a dangerous maze with at least a dozen types of coral. Can you try and find the origin of the piece of coral you found?
Oh yeah, let me just do that. Let me just do that without a map. This quest always just mess with my head, because it's like... It takes... it doesn't show you where the coral is. I think they're by the Voltic eels? Yeah. Okay, so... Just gotta not get pulled. That's the challenge here. Okay, 2, 3, and then I have to switch realms. Because whiz. And 4. There we go.
You found the source? Let me take a look at the coral again. Oh no. See those scorch marks? That area is frequented by Voltic eels.
Could have told me that
If
before.
I might care to guess, you're here seeking a means of opening the stellarium portal back at Celestia Base Camp, right? I suspect that the crustaceans have taken said portal piece to the Voltic Eel Cave based on the evidence you've collected. The logical conclusion, then, is that you must go there and see if our theory is correct and that the portal piece is there. You observe, make a theory, and then test that theory. It is the scientific method in action.
Oh, I hate this. Star, sun, moon. I don't know if there's an order that you've got to do them in, but... Dude, dodging these things. It's like this... Maybe I should make a video on this. Maybe I should make a video saying, like, these are my least favorite spots in the entire game. And then this would be at the very, very tippity top. Because I hate this, bro. Okay, because I get the portal piece and then I have to dodge them again.
You have found the second portal piece.
One could come out of nowhere. Alright, looks like we're home free, but jeez.
Found what you were looking for? I'd say that theory proved correct, eh? The crustaceans are a lazy bunch, so it's certain that where one piece is found, the other is not far afield. We've observed that crustaceans tend to pick up small pieces of stone, shell, and other shiny bits wherever they go. If you search their belongings and pay attention to what they're carrying, you'll gain insight into where they've been. So if you want to find the other missing portal piece, find out where the crustaceans have been going. Defeat some crustacean pincers in the coral caverns and search them for clues. They'll lead us to the next piece of the portal.
More of this. I'm so excited, team.
All the crustacean pincers are following the same path from the starfish door. Maybe you should look further. A giant armored starfish holds the gate closed. It won't be easy to open.
A giant starfish, you say? How odd. The crustaceans wouldn't be using that starfish unless they knew some easy way of getting past it. The crustacean boss around here is Optiomissimos. Optio is some sort of rank among their legions, like a lieutenant. Find and defeat Optiomissimos, and force him to tell you how to get that starfish gate open. He's a coward. He'll tell you.
What's the big idea? You just about yourself a thrashing for a bothering me.
was the whole
Don't
plan.
hurt me! I'll tell you anything you want to know. The starfish likes to eat algae. When we feed it algae, it relaxes and opens the door.
Now we're getting somewhere. If Optiomissimos told you the truth, the next step is to gather enough algae to feed the creature. The crustacean wave runners are always carrying little pots full of algae, presumably for the starfish. If you defeat a few crustacean wave runners and take their algae, I'll wager you'll be able to spring that gate open right quick. Once you get the starfish gate open, that missing piece of the stellarium portal is bound to be somewhere past it. Then you should probably just take both pieces back to Dalton Prescott in the promenade. No need to risk them down here.
Eyes, of course.
So this is the intruder who dares to enter our realm. What a jest! You don't even have a soft shell.
Well, it tossed me right into the battle, so I'm gonna have to reset that fight. Thank God, dude.
Ah! You cracked my shell, but good. Take the wretched stone. It's never brought me any luck.
The governor drops the other piece of the stellarium portal.
Can I get it? Am I lagging? Okay, there we go. Jeez. Oh, that's crazy. That was a painful experience. I hate ice bosses, especially in Celestia, because they just crit storm spells at you, pretty much. So, yeah, I mean, I had to reset the fight. I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of that before I get Mally gear.
What's that? You've recovered 2 pieces of the stellarium portal stone? Smashing! I can sense that things are going to turn around for this expedition, thanks to your help. I know that Edith Benchley, back in the Celestia base camp, is coordinating the effort to solve the problems we're facing. I'd head back and see what you can do to help over there.
Yeah, if there was ever any doubt as to why Celestia was by far my least favorite world, this episode and these next few episodes should hopefully tell you plenty.
Oh, wonderful. You've got the pieces of the portal. Now we can restore access to the Grand Plaza. You must go and repair it now with the pieces you recovered. It should be easy to do.
Well, at least I have...
You replace the missing pieces of the broken portal.
At least I'm getting the XP now. So that's nice. I'll level from this.
A stellar job! No pun intended. I hate to send you packing when you just got here, but those are needed to open the stellarium. Go and speak to Thornton Lewis in the District of the Stars. He'll be ever so grateful to see you.
Oh dear, who are you? You must be barking mad to come down here. It's a madhouse down here, to be certain. It's the sharks that are causing most of the trouble. They call themselves the Piscean Guard, and they claim to serve the Crustacean Empire. Whatever that is. They've prevented us from our main work, surveying the region and learning what we can about Celestian culture. I assume you're here to rescue us and to learn about the Celestian schools of magic. Stars, moon, and sun, right? If you want to rediscover the secrets of Celestian magic, then you must become one of us, an explorer. First lesson, observation. Based on where it stands, that broken monolith is undoubtedly the key to entering the area beyond. Would you be so kind as to go and survey that monolith and return here with your findings?
But I'll get pulled on my way over to it, but I think they finally fixed that. Changed the path.
The monolith is ancient, but upon closer examination, the broken edges look fairly fresh.
How interesting! A great deal of what explorers do is collect pieces of rubble and try to rebuild broken artifacts. You see, the Celestians were very big on building secret meaning into their architecture and decor, even their city layout. You can read a lot about a culture from how they build their walls, floors, and ceilings. Messages hidden everywhere. That said, if the monolith has recently been broken, then it is likely the work of the sharks of the Piscean Guard. They are crude vandals, always chopping at the Celestian artifacts and architecture, using pieces of stone for currency. Sometimes being an explorer is investigation, and sometimes it's throwing a bit of muscle around. Could you go and recover some of the pieces of the broken monolith from the Piscean Guard?
Oh boy, more defeat and collects. Yeah, love to see that. Thank God.
Great work! I think you got all the missing pieces. Lesson 2. Restoration, or rebuilding that which was broken. We'll first need something to fuse the pieces together. The stellar protectors were made by the Celestians, and they're still up and running after all this time. They're just suits of metal animated by power motes within their bodies, guided by who knows what. The power motes should provide enough energy to fuse the piece of the broken monolith together. Could you go and collect a few power motes from inactive stellar protectors? No need to damage an active one. Those should do the trick. These power motes must be treated with extreme heat before we can use them to repair the broken monolith. Where will we get that kind of heat, I wonder? Blimey! I've got it! The Star Forge! It's still burning after all this time, and it'll serve perfectly. Take those power motes to the Star Forge and bathe them in the flames. Be careful, that's incredible power at play.
Yeah, we need a lot of XP. We might be done with the stellarium before this episode ends.
You treat the power motes within the Starforge. In short order, they're ready for use.
Because this one doesn't give that much.
Those should do perfectly. I've reassembled the pieces of the broken monolith, but the translation is a bit of a bother, sad to say. Could you do us both a favor and go into the Astral archive and seek out the knowledge we need? Speak to the archivist there. It's sort of a talking library catalog that will tell you what you need to know.
I am the archivist, a construct to aid research in the Astral archive. Based on the nature of your request, I have prepared courses of instruction at 3 different preceptor stations. The stations are devoted to contrivances, conflict, and configurations. You may utilize them in any order you wish. Though the people of Celestia exist in harmony with the universe, the other worlds of the spiral are not so enlightened. Celestia's magic touches the very spiral itself, and for this reason, it is coveted by many. To mount a proper defense, Celestia must understand conflict in all forms.
The preceptor has a great deal to say about all manner of conflict, from wars to magic duels. Eventually, the lesson...
Celestia's greatest achievement is its mastery of astral magic, conjuring power from the stars, the moon, and the sun. Celestian magic is intrinsically tied to an understanding of astral configurations, or the movement of celestial bodies.
The lesson continues for quite a while, teaching you about the nature of the worlds of the spiral, the stars, and the sun. So much to learn. And then the lesson
Among the
ends.
greatest of Celestia's achievements is the creation of magic artifacts, or contrivances. These contrivances are essential to Celestian life, and are marvels of crafting and enchantment.
This goes on for a while. All manner of schematics, plans, and diagrams flash before your eyes until at last the lesson ends.
Well, as much as I hate Celestia, it does actually have some kind of cool bits of lore. Maybe I'll do the book quests at some point.
You look like you've been hitting the books. Did you learn anything? Now that you've a working knowledge of Celestian, we can determine how the broken monolith relates to the surroundings. Understanding context is vitally important. We must know not only how something works, but what it means in the big picture. The broken monolith has many markings very similar to those in the chantry, and may be significant. Could you go and survey the chantry to see what might be learned of the area? Return here with what you've learned.
You examine the observatory, using the powers of observation Mr. Lewis taught you. The mosaic on the floor appears important, based on the architectural emphasis. Perhaps a closer look. The mosaic is clearly the key to understanding the secret message. Unfortunately, it looks like many of the mosaic plates are missing. If they were there, the meaning would be clear.
Wait, so I never really looked at this. We got Dragonspire, what looks like just a spiral, Mushu, and Croc. Okay, I think there's a quest at some point down the line where we restore that, but let's see. I'll see what it looks like when we do.
So, what did you learn? You say someone stole the shiniest and brightest plates of the mosaic? Given what we know about the sharks, they're likely the culprits. I think you know what to do. Go and thrash some of those Piscean troopers until you recover the missing pieces. Be sure to look around the rest of the chantry as well. Those sharks will often hide things from their rivals.
They really gave that guy 2 side quests.
You find a small mosaic tile wedged into the gears of the orrery. A shark must have used this place to hide a small cache of mosaic tiles, perhaps to barter with.
6, 7, 8, 9. You've recovered all the missing mosaic pieces. Smashing! Now you're ready to restore the mosaic floor to its former state. Head on into the chantry and see about putting the pieces back where they belong. That should put us ahead of the game.
Alright, let's have a look. Okay, so we got Grizzleheim, Marleybone, what else? Wizard City's in there, and then Spiral and Celestia. Okay. So it's basically just all the worlds that were in the game up to this point, like when Celestia dropped. So I guess the spiral hadn't really been updated yet. But yeah, otherwise, pretty neat. Never really paid attention to that.
Excellent work! You're the best student I've ever taught. You've done much to earn your way into the stellarium, but you're not done. I've taught you all I can, and the next steps are yours alone. Go to the Astral archive and see if you can cadge some more out of that archivist. That should set you on the right path.
I am the archivist, a construct to aid research in the Astral archive. I am the archivist, a construct. My empathic array detects that you are here searching for a means of entry into the stellarium. Is that correct? Only Celestian citizens are permitted unrestricted access to the stellarium. Temporary access to the stellarium may be granted by allowing an empathic scan to determine suitability. Please present yourself to the preceptors of configuration, conflict, and contrivance for your evaluation.
More running.
Once finished, return with the tokens denoting successful completion and place them in the security plinth. The preceptors have been activated and are ready for your use.
Can you move the camera? Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, there's one of my least favorite parts about Pirates Mushu, or it used to be one of my least favorite parts before they fixed this issue, is there was just way too much running.
The preceptor lectures for a little while about identifying and resolving disagreements of all sort. When the lecture is complete, the preceptor produces a small metal token for you. Congratulations.
And they finally added a stagecoach to Mushu more recently, and it was just about the best change they could have made because all the run-in, it just ruined an otherwise amazing world. So I'm glad that they fixed that up. So, Celestia, on the other hand, we're not so lucky.
There is an extremely long lecture about Celestian philosophy, astronomy, and magic theory. At the end of the lecture, the preceptor produces a small metal token for you, shiny. The preceptor speaks at length about the creation of devices with magical properties. When it is finished lecturing you, the preceptor produces a small metal token for you. Good job. You fit the 3-course completion tokens into slots on the security.
Congratulations. Your evaluation was a success, and you have been deemed worthy to enter the stellarium. If you wish to continue, proceed to the pedestal immediately outside the doors of the stellarium in the Grand Plaza.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to be a little bit of XP short after this quest. So yeah, I'm going to have to do the stellarium without Frost Giant, which is a pain. But we'll get through it.
The pedestal appears to be missing a small section of metal, a key of some kind. Perhaps Thornton Lewis knows
Funny
about
you should mention something being missing. The other day I saw the Piscean leader, a big fellow named Brutus Starkwave, fiddling with that pedestal. I wager he knows something about your missing key.
This is no place for a surface dweller. Come on, boys. Fresh meat.
Well, I can say with certainty that this will not be as much of a pain as it otherwise would be, because he's not an ice boss. And I'm pretty sure these guys don't use elemental shields anymore, so that is very good for me. crit is an
The
absolutely insane
Piscean leader
stat.
drops a piece of curiously shaped metal. It must be the missing key.
Like, if I needed more reasons to hate Celestia, right? It's like the crits, and usually you don't even have your level 48 spell or your level 50 gear yet when you get here. So it's like you just get critted on by everything because you have no block yet. So it's kind of just nuts.
I think you finally got it. This is it.
Okay.
Now you can journey into the stellarium and recover the Star of Celestia, the heart of the stellarium. That artifact is crucial to understanding Celestia's star magic. Recover it and take it to the Grand Astrolabe in the Celestia base camp.
Well, that is what I will do. But it is a solo series, so if these guys try to go with me, I will have to switch realms. And inside, it's like I'll level up from this. So it's like this incredibly long episode can finally come to a close. A star is born. Yes, indeed it is. 1595. So I guess the instance quest won't level me, but the quest itself will. And the Star School trainers here, like, you need to be level, like, 52 to start training them, which is another spot of bother. It's like, once I'm able to get strong, that's going to be, honestly, quite the power spike. It's like Celestia, if you're doing it at level 50, it's tolerable, but if you just did the main storyline and are doing it before, then yeah, it's just
Do not
tough.
proceed. Your defeat is inevitable. Spare yourself the humiliation.
Was this the guy who put on a minus 90 shield? I don't even know. But I'm just gonna use the same deck. God, get out of here.
You have defeated me,
Actual
but your weak
freak.
mind cannot solve
Actual
the problem
freak.
that will let you pass. We guarded the gateway well, with a grid of flux panels. They must be linked to bring power to the gateway, and pass beyond. Though you can manipulate the pedestals and orient the flux panels anew, you are simply incapable of an arrangement that links them continuously. Such cleverness is beyond your human function. Do not waste your time attempting this challenge. Accept your limits with dignity.
Dude, I mean, that guy was worse than Clanker. And, like, y'all know about Clanker. It's like, I got Earthquake maybe 4 or 5 times. Credit on a good few times. I mean, it would... Dude. Like, it's... They need to severely tone down the crit in this world. All I'm saying. Like, it needs to go. Like, way down. Or they could boost the XP in Dragonspire. I think that would be, honestly, the better move, because then you could at least get gear to deal with this nonsense. It's like, even with a good pet, that would have probably still happened, is the crazy part. Okay. To Selwyn's Chamber. This boss I'm not really expected to be a pain in the neck, but, I mean, we'll see.
Though my home was beyond the stars, I have dwelt in this place for time out of mind, serving and waiting. I will not surrender the secrets of Celestia's magic willingly.
I don't think he shields. I'll keep the Balefrost though. Yeah, we'll work with what we got.
You battle bravely and with honor. The light of the stars clearly led you to this place through the sea of night. I release unto you the Star of Celestia. Use it in pursuit of knowledge and learning. You may proceed.
That was a lot less like painful to do than the first boss in here.
You remove the Star of Celestia from the stellarium. It glimmers with astral power.
Alright. So that is the first artifact. Done. You do love to see that.
You slot the Star of Celestia into the Grand Astrolabe.
Wonderful! You've done it! Now the secrets of Celestia Star school magic can be yours.
Thank God.
You've done so much for us already, but there's so much more to be done. I'd send you on in the submersible, but it's not working just now. We need parts from the dirigible topside. I'm sure you're ready for a breath of fresh air and a spot of sunlight. Can you go to the surface and speak with Pierce Stanson?
The floating land. Oh boy, that's gonna trigger my PTSD.
Pierce is our dockmaster, overseeing the landing area when we first arrived on Celestia. To get to see Pierce, you'll have to head up to the surface. He can set you up with the submersible parts.
Well, level 48 at last. You'd love to see it.
Young wizard! Wizard! It's time to learn a new spell. How exciting! Come to my classroom at once!
Love to see it. So, that is where I'm going to end off this extremely long episode. I don't even know if I'll have disk space for it, but you know how it goes. So thank you all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm and for the start of Season 2. And I will see y'all later.